According to psychological studies on fear and memory, places associated with repeated tragedies and mystery can become catalysts for collective fascination and dread, where stories spread faster than facts and legends overshadow reality. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel for deep dives into places with the dark pasts, real mysteries, and the hidden stories behind infamous landmarks. Today, we explore one such place, the Cecil Hotel, a Los Angeles landmark infamous for tragedies, disappearances, and the history that has earned it the title America's Most Haunted Hotel. When the Cecil Hotel opened in 1927, it was a symbol of glamour and luxury, located in the heart of downtown Los Angeles. At the time, LA was booming, Hollywood was rising, movie stars were arriving, and the city was becoming a world-class destination. The hotel's name, Cecil, was chosen to evoke prestige, and for a while, it enjoyed just that. But beneath the surface of its grand facade, something sinister began to take shape. By the 1930s and 1940s, the Cecil began to shift from glamour to decline. The Great Depression, economic changes, and urban decay turned the surrounding neighborhood into a rougher area. The hotel, too, began attracting people down on their luck, travelers with nowhere else to go, long-term tenants, and those on the fringes of society. Over time, the Cecil developed a reputation as a place where bad things happened. One of the earliest shadows over the Cecil was a series of suicides. Throughout the mid-20th century, multiple guests and residents took their lives within the hotel's walls, some by jumping from high floors, others by hanging. While suicide is a tragedy not unique to a single building, the number of incidents at the Cecil was unusually high and word spread. Rumors began circulating that the hotel carried a dark energy, a feeling of hopelessness that clung to its corridors. The hotel's infamy grew even darker in the 1980s when it briefly became home to Richard Ramirez, the serial killer known as the Night Stalker. Ramirez terrorized Southern California with a string of brutal attacks in the mid-1980s. He reportedly stayed at the Cecil Hotel during the time of his crimes, adding another grim chapter to the building's legacy. While Ramirez was not responsible for all of the incidents associated with the Cecil, his presence cemented the hotel's sinister reputation in the public mind. Perhaps the most notorious incident in the Cecil's history occurred in 2013. Elisa Lam, a 21-year-old Canadian tourist, disappeared while staying at the hotel. Surveillance footage showed her acting strangely in one of the hotel's elevators. Her behavior appeared erratic, pressing multiple buttons, peering out into the hallway, and even crouching in the corner of the elevator, raising countless questions. Days later, her body was found in one of the hotel's rooftop water tanks, an inaccessible, locked area supposedly used only by staff. The coroner ruled her death an accidental drowning, but the mysterious elevator video, lack of clear explanation, and online theories turned the case into a global sensation. Millions watched the elevator footage, and the speculation ranged from mental health crises to supernatural interference. The elevator video is one of the most watched pieces of surveillance footage ever shared online, not simply because of what you see, but because of what you don't see. Elisa never interacts with another person. The doors open and close on floors with no one else visible. She makes gestures that seem confused, defensive, or disoriented. Viewers across the world debated, was she in distress? Was someone else in the hallway? Was the camera malfunctioning? Was something unseen influencing her? The lack of definitive answers fueled the mystery and turned the incident into internet legend. 4 days after her disappearance, maintenance workers investigating low water pressure climbed onto the hotel's roof and found Elisa's body in a water tank. The tanks were chained and padlocked, accessible only with keys available to staff. How she got into the tank remains a topic of debate. Official reports suggested accidental drowning, possibly linked to a bipolar disorder diagnosis. But the unusual location, the sequence of events, and the eerie elevator footage turned the story into a global mystery with fans and theorists from every corner of the internet. Beyond the real-life tragedies, the Cecil Hotel became wrapped in urban legends. Visitors and former guests have reported strange noises at night, shadows in hallways, sudden cold spots, feelings of being watched. Some even claim to have seen apparitions. Though these stories are anecdotal and unverified, while such accounts are often disregarded by science, they have played a significant role in cementing the Cecil's reputation as a haunted place. So how did a relatively obscure hotel become a global phenomenon? The internet, sites like Reddit, YouTube, and Tumblr turned the Elisa Lam case and the Cecil's past into shared storytelling. Content creators produced documentaries, deep dives, and theories. Clips were shared millions of times. The hotel became a meme, a mystery box, and a subject of fascination. In the age of social media, dark history becomes entertainment, and curiosity spreads faster than ever. There are two main lenses through which the Cecil Hotel's history is viewed: scientific perspective. Psychologists and investigators emphasize real-world explanations, mental health issues, urban decay, coincidence, and human behavior under a stress. Paranormal/conspiracy perspective. Fans and theorists point to patterns, unexplained events, and historical tragedies as evidence of something supernatural or lurking beyond explanation. Neither side has definitive proof, but both contribute to the enduring mystery. The Cecil Hotel still stands in downtown Los Angeles, albeit under a different name at times and with ongoing renovations. It now houses a mixture of long-term residents and budget travelers. The legacy of tragedy, mystery, and unanswered questions, however, remains part of its identity. The Cecil's story is a reminder that some places stay in the public imagination because they reflect deep human fears of isolation, disappearance, and the unknown. What makes the Cecil Hotel so compelling is not just the tragedies that occurred within its walls, but the way those tragedies intersect with our fear of the unfamiliar, of unanswered questions, and of stories that refuse to die. It's a place where real life and legend blur, and where history remains as fascinating as it is frightening. The walls of the Cecil hold real stories of people who lived, vanished, and left questions that still echo through time. That mystery is why some places are remembered forever.